Hey people, D-Man here. Today I am reviewing South Park post-COVID. And I gotta say, this was funny. I didn't even know this was coming out, but it came out, I think it was today or yesterday or something like that. Maybe a day or two. And it was funny. Um, it's kind of funny, kind of messed up. Anyways, it was pretty darn funny. So this whole episode, I can't really. I'll do spoiler free and spoilers, so I can't really say about this episode except for this takes place 40 years in the future after COVID is finally pretty much done. So in the South Park universe, it took 40 goddamn years. Pretty goddamn messed up. To wait for COVID to be done. And a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. It's pretty funny, actually. And, excuse me. And it's just interesting, to say the least. And, it ends off on a cliffhanger. So that's a thing. And, I gotta say, animation, it's just like every other animation South Park does, except a little bit crisper. Voice acting is still pretty good. So everything is pretty good, including the storyline. So yeah. And it involves all four boys this time. They usually like to leave out Kenny, but this time they actually didn't leave out Kenny. At least for the most part, they kind of did, but we'll get into that in the spoilers. But anyways, interesting South Park episode. Or movie, I guess. It was like a made-for-TV movie. And there's going to be a second part coming out sometime. Who knows when. But anyways, let's get into spoilers.
Just remind you to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, share this video, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
Okay, spoilers. This takes place 40 years in the future. After the our four main protagonists, I guess, have broken up their friendship and moved on. And Kenny is a scientist who tried to go back in time to stop COVID for reasons. And then he died doing doing the thing that he wanted to do, and he basically called upon his three friends. I guess there's three friends that know him the best to solve the mystery of his death, because he said his life was in danger because someone was after him. And then we meet up with Stan. Well, we see Stan, okay, and Stan is kind of like this. I guess he's 49, I would say, because they were 9 years old, so they're all about 49. So Stan is kind of like this old guy, and he has he doesn't have a wife, but he has Alexa, like the future version of Alexa. It's pretty funny. And he's like a wine tester. And then we see Kyle, and he's actually pretty healthy. He looks pretty good for his age. And he kind of sounds like his father. I guess it's probably the same voice actor. And he lives in his old house, I guess. I wonder if we'll see his brother in the next one, because that'd be cool to see. What happened to his Canadian brother? And oh yeah, Stan's mother and sister are dead because Stan burned down the farm, and his sister's locked in the barn because his dad's a fucking crazy asshole. And his mother killed herself because of that. And then Stan put his dad in a retirement home because Randy's a fucking asshole. It's pretty funny. Anyways, then we get to see Cartman, who is actually Jewish now for some reason. And he has like a loving family and stuff, and he's actually like a really nice person. But at the end, we get to see him kind of like go like, I ain't gonna let this happen, but we'll get into that by the end. Anyways, they all go there for the funeral. Uh, they all go there for the funeral. They're all kind of sad, and then they get together to solve this mystery. And it turns out that Kenny died from a COVID variant, and then the whole town has to get enclosed by the government because one person isn't vaccinated, and it turns out one of the older people, I forgot his name, wasn't vaccinated because it's his opinion, and in the future everybody has to be nice and stuff. It's kind of funny, kind of weird. It's interesting though. So they're trying to figure out killed who killed Kenny. Stan goes to see his dad because Kenny realized that his dad was connected to it because his dad was the one that gave people COVID in the first place. So Stan had to go see his dad in the retirement home, broke him out. They went to the farm, the burnt down farm. So they go to Integrity Farms. It's burnt down. And Randy basically tells Stan the truth about what happened and stuff, and he blames it all on China. He goes like, China planned this whole thing, and that's why they're the sole superpower today and stuff like that. Kind of stupid, kind of funny. And then he says like, but don't worry, I have this weed special, the COVID special. It's a special that will stop COVID somehow. And he looks for it, but it's gone, and someone stole it. And he's just like, oh no, it's all gone. And then he says like, oh, I shoved the seeds up my ass, but they're in the old folks' home still. And then Stan's just like, oh, up the ass. And Eric and them came to the same conclusion because they realized Kenny shoved the information up his ass. And then they go to the doctors. They go to the hospital to get Kenny's remains. Stan uses his license because he's a doctor of wine, I guess. Kind of stupid, but whatever. Funny though. So they get the information. They plug it into the machine at the school because that's where his laboratory was, and they realize that Kenny has been blaming them this whole time because they're three assholes. And it's kind of funny. And we do get to see Kenny's penis, so that's a thing, if you want to know. So Kenny blames them guys, and basically they're just like, oh, I guess we were the assholes this whole time, and that sucks. And then Kyle was just like, you know what? No, let's do what Kenny wanted to do. Go back in time and stop COVID from ever happening, and like let's stop it and let's try our best, sort of thing. And they're like, okay, yeah, let's do that. But Cartman, he actually has a good life in this version of himself in the future, and he doesn't want to change that. So he obviously turns evil again, and he's just like, fuck Kyle. Because his kids also kind of hate Kyle, because Kyle's kind of an asshole to Cartman. So they're starting to hate Kyle. And then Cartman's just like, you know what, fuck Kyle. And I kind of get it this time, because Cartman has a good life. He has kids that he loves and stuff like that. Or at least that's what I think is the reason, but it might not be, I guess. But if that was the reason, I can see why he doesn't want to change the past and fuck up his future. So that's funny. So that happens, and I'm sure there's going to be a plot point with that whole thing, and I don't know, if they actually do end up changing the past, there might be some fucked up shit like that. It'll be pretty funny to see. Anyways, so that's a whole thing that's happening. And they're like, let's change the future by going back to the past, sort of thing. And they're getting together to do that. And there's a doctor in an insane asylum that they're going to have to get to do it. The doctor, It's a reference to somebody. I just don't know who it is. But it's definitely a reference to somebody. I wonder if it's because he's a Chinese doctor, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if it's this Shiwak guy. It might be because I remember him being a doctor, but he'd be an old man by now, I guess. It's probably one of the students, I would say. I don't know though. At least it sounds like he's a Chinese guy. I don't know if he actually is or not. But anyways, yeah. So the doctor, he's still in the Salem Asylum, and I'm sure we'll see that in the future. Pretty interesting to say, though. Pretty interesting to say, nonetheless. And yeah, so that's what happens. And also at the end, Stan has this vision of his wife and daughter, and they're kind of just like, it's your son's fault. It's Stan's fault. He's like, you're right, it is Stan's fault, because he's a fucking asshole. So obviously his delusions wouldn't blame him. And he's like, yeah, you're right, it was Stan's fault. And then he sees like this little weed plant. And he's just like, oh, this will save the day. So he took this little weed plant. He's taking it inside, and he's going to grow his special, I guess, which he thinks will save the day. Because, obviously, they can't have an episode of South Park without fucking Stan Martin. Although I will say, it is better than all the other episodes with him in it, so it's still pretty good, even though that's a little plot line. Hopefully that plot line will be funny and not stupid like most of his plotlines are. Anyways, pretty good episode. I did like it. And I can't wait to see what the next special will be, the part 2. And what will happen. It will be very interesting to say the least. Yeah. Anyways, hope you liked this. If you did, like, comment, share, and share. Hit that bell notification. That's the best way to get my channel. Link down below to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, friends, stay sane. Peace.
Just remind you to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, and share this video. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
Shadow, my baby, I love you so much. You're my baby. And you love to sleep in the bathtub. 'Cause you're a weirdo. Shadow, look over here, buddy. Look over here.